Hey cruisers,
Hey.
we are busy today uploading all of these videos. Since we did not have port, we have to do it over Wi-Fi. So we'll let you know tomorrow how the Wi-Fi worked. Or we will have disappeared completely.
It may not work at all. We're not too sure.
Yeah. But in the meantime, we had recorded this like maybe almost a week ago now, a few nights ago. Because we were just curious, as we've eaten in both the buffet and the main dining room, what's the difference? They have the same menu, you know, is one better than the other? Kind of
one different than the other.
Yeah, which should we be really eating at? So we did an experiment, and we've been saving it for a day like this.
Just for you. Now, the reason why we need to buy the Wi-Fi, just so you know, is that we ended up skipping Guam. The ship was not able to stop there. Normally we do the uploads on those days.
On our data plan.
Yeah. So
oh, shoot, I bought a Guam data card.
Yeah, not gonna need
Darn
that.
it.
So anyway, that's just the FYI of why we're doing it this way.
Yep. So anyways, enjoy our little experiment, and then please do comment. What do you think?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're probably a cruiser if you're watching this. And it does vary from ship to ship and line to line, but if you've been on Carnival or Carnival Panorama, let us know what you think of dining room versus buffet, and what kind of person are you on any ship.
Absolutely.
Welcome aboard. We are Kathy and Tim, and we retired in 2023 and sold everything, and now we travel the world by air, land, and sea.
While there's no one around, let's say what we're doing.
Go for it.
Okay, so I think we gave you a teaser the other night that we would like to try an experiment where we eat in the dining room and then we try those same foods in the buffet just to see the quality difference. So tonight's the night.
All right.
Welcome to Daily Cruiser. Okay, for appetizer, I got the baked meatball with creamy polenta. Okay. Strike one. Ooh.
It's baked already.
It's well baked. I'm gonna cut that one in half because it might be a little chewy.
Might be.
Some polenta. Interesting. Kind of like glue. Not bad. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll compare it at the buffet. Then we got some fried shrimp.
So we got fried shrimp and some type of plum sauce here.
Which I really wonder if they have the shrimp cocktail in the buffet. I would kind of doubt that, right? Oh, they'll probably have this. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad at all. And then lastly, we have the penne Sicilian on my end, which is obviously penne and a eggplant sauce.
It has like some veggies in it. Eggplant sauce?
Well, it has an eggplant in the sauce.
Various veggies in the sauce.
Yeah. We'll see what it tastes like downstairs later.
So this bread is super soft and yummy. Really enjoy the bread. So you have the chicken El Greco. It's on, I thought it said it was on brown rice.
It did.
It's white rice.
It's a very lightly browned rice.
I'm just gonna say, the service over on this side of the restaurant has been fantastic compared to the amazingly slow service we had the last time we tried the dining room. Or it could be because we're here at 5:30 instead of like 8:30.
Could be that too.
So how is it?
So the rice is not brown rice, but it's good rice.
Okay.
And the chicken here, it's a good question.
Why does the chicken look so like green? Look at the chicken, like when you flip it up on this side, Does it have like
Yeah.
spinach coating in it or something?
I think it's peas.
Peas.
Yes.
It's in like a pea coating?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
It's actually, it has a really nice flavor.
Pretty good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Tender and properly cooked? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Okay, so I'm having Irish stew, which who knew I've been making this for decades. I never knew it was called Irish stew. Looks exactly like mine, doesn't it? Can't wait to taste it, see if it tastes like mine. Very good. I don't make mine with lamb. I make it with beef. So there's a little difference there. And the seasoning's a little different. But super good. It's very tender, perfectly cooked. Delicious. Dessert time. So you, sadly, get the same dessert every single time, which is just fruit. Of course they have fruit.
It's good.
It's the same fruit. I got the carrot cake, which I'm pretty certain would be a fraction of this size down in the buffet. This is huge, and
Yeah.
I think it would be good if it was only a fraction of this size.
It's pretty big.
So are you gonna have me eat it?
Of course.
Okay, take a taste because you are the connoisseur of carrot cake. I don't know why you didn't order it.
Really good. Good cream cheese in it. Tasty.
Good cream cheese.
Yep. The cream cheese icing. The carrot cake itself is almost, not quite dry, but almost dry. But it's,
Oh, not super moist.
yeah, it's not super moist, but you can see it's a little crumbly over here. It wants to
How
fall
is it
apart.
with these almonds on it? Because they look good.
That's the chicken.
Somehow this one is good.
What is it?
This one you had.
Yep.
Do you do
There's
fresh?
some meatballs,
There it is.
Are you waiting for me?
fries. All right, so we get a sampling of what we had tonight in the dining room. Now, for the chicken that I had, you could get white rice separately.
It was just plain steamed rice.
Yep, but it was just straight chicken.
I never ate it earlier.
It's drier. It's the same chicken.
But it's really small, so it's easy to overcook it compared. You had a really bigger.
Yeah, and this
thicker-
didn't come with really any sauce that I had. The red tomato sauce wasn't available.
Yeah, it didn't have the sauce. It didn't have this special kind of rice. Neither one had brown rice, but this was just plain white, steamed white rice with no veggies in it.
It's a very chewy thing. All
Okay.
right, let's do the meatball.
Well, I'm the one that tastes the meatball
I
because
know.
I had it. Well, it's just as hard to cut into. No polenta down here.
Yeah, no polenta.
And the polenta really made it. The meatball in the dining room was a lot better.
Polenta made a big difference. Sauce made any
Also,
difference?
the taste was better.
Okay. Because
But it wasn't great in the dining room either.
okay.
These are a lot bigger, so they aren't as overcooked.
Yeah.
But
Did you see any stew? I didn't see stew.
they did not have my stew. They only had the squash soup.
Yeah.
They didn't even have the other soup, did they?
No. All right. So let me try this.
They also
Penny.
definitely did not have the fried shrimp that we got,
True.
and they didn't have any fresh shrimp cocktail.
Nope. Which you knew they weren't going to have.
And they
that.
were missing a lot of the stuff off the menu.
Yeah. Okay.
Next up, the penne.
Penne Siciliana. I mean, how do you screw up pasta? It's mass made. The sauce is made the same.
Do you think it has the same amount of like veggies and stuff like that?
Yeah,
and
I do.
sauce? So it tastes pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, try the carrot cake. Because the other carrot cake is really dry and too much cream cheese per carrot cake. The proportion looks
just
a
as bad.
little better. Well, the top is just huge, but at least there's not so many thick layers. Not good.
Where the piece downstairs was on the dry side,
Uh-huh.
this is on the wet side.
Oh, let me try it. Interesting. Like in a bad way?
Yeah.
Like not cooked?
No, it's cooked. It's like the cream cheese is just totally, because it's been sitting so long.
I'm gonna try it without the cream cheese. Like just some cake.
It's like the cream cheese is just overwhelming on such a small piece.
If you take out just the cake, though, it's still kind of dry. Like,
Look at how thick.
try just cake.
No, there's still, to me, it's very, very juicy. Like,
Well, there you go. Why listen to us? We don't even agree with each other.
I just, no.
And then the bread seems
bread-
to be the same.
Yeah, the bread's the same, but.
Okay, so
All right, let's wrap this up. So as we went to the buffet, we found that they did have some of the stuff and they didn't have some of the stuff.
correct. So from the appetizers of what we had, they did not have the fried shrimp.
Correct?
They also did not have the prosciutto and melon.
Or the shrimp cocktail, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they didn't have the spinach, pea, and walnut salad.
They did have the Caesar salad.
They didn't have the ale and cheddar soup.
Nope.
And they didn't have the tuna tartare.
There you go. So, in looking at what they did have and tasting it, it's the same food. I'll give you that. But preparation and presentation, I'm just gonna go with the dining room on a win there, because
Yeah.
some of that food tasted or looked like it'd been out there for a while.
And granted, what time was it when we went?
Uh,
7.
yeah.
Oh, the show was about to start at 8. So
At
it was like
8.
7:30.
Yeah, about 7:30. So
Which isn't that late for
no,
dinner, but it's not that early either.
but if you're a piece of meat that's been sitting on a tray for an hour,
Some of those things have been cooking for a while under the hot plate. Like the chicken.
it was pretty tough.
Yeah, because they were really small pieces.
Right. And in the presentation in the dining room, it had this nice tomato sauce on top, with some artichoke and all that. And you just didn't get that in
Yeah.
the buffet.
So the buffet, they did have the seared mahi-mahi. We didn't try it either place, but honestly, it probably looked like one of the better things in
They
the
also had
buffet.
tofu steak,
Yes.
which to me is just a misnomer. You
Yeah.
cannot have tofu and steak together. They're not going to happen.
They did not have the Irish stew that I had, which was weird because honestly, that would be one of the easiest things to have in a buffet, I
Yeah.
think. If they had it, we never found it. They did have the penne. They obviously didn't have the Indian vegetarian dish.
Yeah.
And they did have the carrot cake and the vanilla pineapple cake.
But interestingly enough, the carrot cake was a much smaller portion size, which was nice.
Yeah.
Still wasn't very good, but
Yeah, and it was a little different. Yeah. Obviously, they didn't have the melting chocolate cake. That doesn't work.
right.
So here's the thing. This wasn't really about how good the food was. It was about how did it compare.
Correct.
So obviously, on cruise ships, sometimes the food is better, sometimes it's worse.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had some great food in the buffet.
We have.
And we haven't eaten in the dining room as often as usual because we had such slow service the first 2 times we went.
Right.
Tonight, though, we had great service.
Yep.
So we'll be back.
Yeah.
Especially after doing this.
Again, that presentation aspect, I think, makes a big difference. It really does. Just the sauce and,
Yeah, it's like the little extras on the plate. Honestly, the meatball wasn't great either place, but the, what's that stuff called?
creamy polenta.
The creamy polenta was pretty good. I mean, it was a little on the gluey side, but mostly that was because of the cheese. Like, once you got the cheese out of the way, it was pretty good. And it really, balanced with the meatball, so it made a really good dish. So to not have that aspect of it in the buffet, which I realize is more complicated, but it took a lot away from that dish.
Yeah. You know, and again, the chicken, when I got it, had the sauce and everything, and it was on rice, which had a lot of peas and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the buffet, you were just looking at white rice.
Yeah, so I think that the buffet food, while it is some of the food that's on the menu in the dining room, it's not all of the food on the dining menu.
Right.
And it's not all of the pieces of every single dish.
Right.
Especially not in a way that you knew to put them together, because sometimes they're kind of separate and
Yeah.
you don't realize that, oh, you're supposed to pile that up, you know, because it doesn't come that way.
So there you go.
So anyways, that's our little experiment. Now, as we said, we've had some great food in both, and we've had some not great food in both. So that's just the nature of eating out, period.
Yeah.
Really, and especially on a cruise ship. So we're not knocking it. We're just trying to say, are you missing out in one or the other?
Hey, leave a comment on whether or not you think the buffet is better than the dining or the dining is better than the buffet.
Yeah, and whether you think you're actually getting what you would have gotten if you had eaten in the other one.
There you
know, or if you make your decision based on the menu, or how do you decide which nights are which?
Yep.
I mean, us, it's kind of laziness. Do we want to get ready or not?
So, with that said, thank you for cruising with us today.
Yep.
And we look forward to seeing you out on the seas.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night.